Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay. Was experiencing technical difficulties. I have no idea what is going on with my OBS. It wouldn't let me go live like in the correct resolution last night. It was showing something funky on the screen today. I'm wondering if that's the thing that's causing the issues on my videos. So I guess it's a good thing. We're going to try just going straight from StreamYard to see if we can eliminate some of the issues I was having when it came to the video quality and switching and all of that kind of good jazz. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's kind of weird. And nope, it's still kind of funky over on YouTube. Oh, one of these days, I'm going to figure this out. One of these days, I'm going to figure it out, y'all. Why it acts so crazy. All right. Don't know what's going on, but it's okay. Hello. And guess what? Because I did it this way, I don't have a filter. Okay, well, whatever. I don't have my filter across the banner, like the cross. So I guess we can do it like this. There it is. Hola, people. And now I'm too short. Okay, technical difficulties all the way around. I tell you, it's okay though. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday. I am in South Florida, so it's nice and sunny out today. So it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. How are you guys doing today? A little late, had to handle some business stuff. That's why as much as I try to kind of keep a schedule, it's really hard. I had to put out some fires this morning with distribution of some stuff, like some deliveries and some missing things and stuff like that. So I had to be boss this morning. So I'm a little bit late. And then my streaming services wanted to act up. But we're going to get through this. It is power hour, okay? We are going to do some crafting talk, some business talk, those things that you really, really, really need to know that you're probably sometimes afraid to ask. Now is the time to ask those questions. All right. So to get all of the introductions out of the way, I am Shakia. The name of my company is Silaholics Anonymous. I started this company about 6 years ago in an effort to teach you guys how to utilize Silhouette Studio and the Cameo machines and the portrait machines and all that kind of good jazz, but mainly Silhouette Studio because it's a pretty decent design software. It's like a beginner designer software. You can do a lot with it. And I wanted to be able to visually teach people like through videos. So I started this company, and that is what I do through live videos, YouTube tutorials, classes, boot camps, and one-on-one sessions. All right. So she said, it's cold in Boston, 16 degrees. Oh, wow. 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 I don't think I could survive. I'm not going to say that. I say that, but I was in Korea where it got cold to where my feet, and then either you had to catch a taxi or you had to walk everywhere. And my feet used to feel like they were about to fall off because we also had on steel toe boots. And then in Germany, but it was like temporary. I don't think I could live somewhere like that permanently. But yeah, as you guys come in, if you could do me one favor, whether you are watching this live or watching the playback of this, can you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the hearts, or just any of the emojis and interact with me and this video and show your support. Let Facebook and YouTube know that, hey, I enjoy watching that chick and I want to make sure that I see more. So put her in my feed. So go ahead, hit like, hit the hearts. You can even laugh at me if you want to. I just ask that you go ahead and engage, drop a comment, especially if you are watching the playback. Just drop a comment and let me know that you are watching the playback, guys. Also, if you can do me another favor. So favor number 2, can you hit the share button? I would appreciate it so much. You guys would go ahead and share this content out. Whenever I come live, whenever I do a video, you already know that I'm going to come with the good. So you know that it is shareable. Go ahead, hit that share button, share with other crafters, other small business owners, those who want to get into event planning and party favors, sublimation, all of it. You know, I've pretty much done it all. So do me those favors, show your support. It is free 99 to show support that way. So please do so. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So this is Power Hour. You're going to see me repeat this, or going to hear me. You're going to hear me repeat this a couple of times because people will trickle in and out. So I will have to repeat it because not everyone is watching from the beginning. So if you're going to start at the beginning, you're going to stick around with me for like the next hour or so, you'll hear me repeat it a couple of times so that people know, you know, what it is that we are doing here today. So this is Power Hour, right? And when I do this, I want those questions that, you know, not like, you know, your general questions and stuff that I answer all the time. Like when I do this, I'm really looking for different types of questions, you know, really dig deep into the, I really need to know this, you know, archive of your brain and your questions, and ask those questions during this time. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, I'm sorry. If you are new here, first time catching me live, first time catching me ever, you are new to the channel, new to the page, the group, whatever it is, go ahead and let me know in the comments that you are a first timer and where you are watching from. My son likes to see when people are from like other countries. So that would be great. If you're from another country, go ahead and drop that, because I always go back and show Makai Jeremiah. He likes to know, how far does mommy reach? So he thinks it's pretty cool. Let's see. Thank you so very much. Please go over the Shopify course. What's the difference between the Academy and the other one? I don't know which one to pick. Thanks. Don't laugh. I had Shopify for 3 years. I started but never got it going. Life stepped, and the rest is history. So there's no difference. The Academy is where all of my classes are. But because it is linked to my regular store, my shop, you'll see them on there. So it just gives you 2 different platforms to purchase from. If you purchase it on the shop, it's going to go ahead and it's just going to send you a confirmation. You're going to then go over to the Academy site, log in, and you should see that class in your dashboard. If you don't see it in your dashboard, do not purchase it again. Just send us an email. Maybe your email addresses just aren't lining up, because normally whenever you guys buy it on the regular shop.Silaholics Anonymous, I automatically see that you are enrolled in that class. So you maybe just have to refresh, but definitely don't repurchase it again. Just go over to academy.silaholics.anonymous.com and you just log in. You should see it on your dashboard. As long as your account with Silaholics Anonymous and Academy have the same email address, it will pair up. Now, if you logged in or you checked out with a different email address, you will, and that's not maybe like the one that you normally use, maybe it's attached to your PayPal. If you pay for it that way, it may not come up if you end up using a different one. So if you don't see it on your dashboard, send us an email at silaholicsAnonymous@gmail.com, or honestly speaking at silaholicsAnonymous.com, and we'll get that fixed for you and get you the correct login and let you know what email address it's attached to. For anyone, if you think that you may want to take one of my classes in the future, I encourage you guys to go over to the website, academy.silaholics.anonymous.com. www.silaholics.com and just create an account. And all of your classes will appear in the dashboard. She said Memphis seems like a foreign country. Can you help me decide which logo is best? My target is funeral homes, corporate. Which logo is best from what? Like ones that you already have. So you have logos and you're trying to figure out which one to use, or you're trying to figure out how to redesign a new one, or just design one that's going to appeal to those. I need to know what are you trying to compare, or what do you need help deciding on as far as what's best? Any suggestions for inexpensive items I can create for a dance team to bring to a pop-up shop? I am not your pop-up shop girl. Like, I really don't like the idea of that. It's kind of hard when you're creating. Like, I would say make sure it's nothing custom, to where it's something that you could create or you could sell. I'm really not big on pop-up shops. Like, and everyone has, oh my gosh, why does it seem so high? Every time I think it's because I'm sitting back. I don't know. But I'm not big on pop-up shops and like attending those and doing those. It's a lot of risk in it, because when you're doing that, usually you are creating, like you're having items on hand. There is no guarantee of what someone will want, what they'll purchase. Now, let's say when I go to like cheer competitions, there are people there that are selling like cheer bows and headbands and things like that are just like general. And it's like any cheerleader can get that. They'll have the regular hair bows or have the one that's a keychain. Those I can understand, because they probably sell those. Like, they are a cheer bow company. So they're really just coming there and selling their items. It's not going to necessarily be an issue where if they don't sell, it will be a total loss. It's not like they made it just for that competition or just that event. I find that when people do pop-up shops, because you do so many different things, you want to bring so many different things, but it may not appeal to them. I think, if you're going to do it, for me, it would be best to deal with like one or two things. For dance, they do like, I guess we'll say like water bottles, but then with those, that's kind of an expensive, that's really an expensive item to kind of make. And then if like the dance community doesn't, you're kind of stuck with them. So for me, that is really hard. I like pop-up shops for people who make the same exact thing. Like my sister, she goes to a pop-up shop and she advertises her soaps and her scrubs. That's all she has. So whether she sells them at that pop-up shop or not, she's okay. I'm one that I really don't care for pop-up shops for custom items or like, items like that. That's just me. I probably couldn't if I was going to take anything, it's a still hit or miss. Things like keychains are, and basically advertise them as things they can put on their bags so that they could have like their name on it. I'm not sure if you could take like a small printer with you to where, let's say you have dance on one side and then on the other, maybe you can go and be able to press their names. That's kind of always cool. When I did do like kind of something like that, where I would have items where a parent can put like their kid's name and their name on the back of a shirt. So having items like that or being able to do that on demand there does really help. Get people to kind of come to you, even with the cheer bowls. I like going to the places or like the booths or tables that had, and I saw a heat press there. I got excited because that lets me know, hey, this can be customized for my cheerleaders. Water bottles can be, because they can be, they're expensive. If you wanted to maybe go the not so expensive route with ones that you can put vinyl on, but then there's a lot of work on the front end of it to cut and weave vinyl, because the vinyl you can apply right then and there, and you wouldn't have to permanently affix it to it like you would with sublimation. So I would think of things that you could, like, it may end up taking more time on the front end of it, where you would have to prep a lot of things, and maybe that vinyl will go to waste, but then you're able to customize it. So maybe if they, like, you made, let's say it was a water bottle, it had like the different, maybe you had like different dance sayings, positive sayings, and like just dance images and stuff like that. You can have like the water tracker on it, and maybe you'll cut those in different colors. That way, if you have tumblers there, they can choose the color that they want, choose the bottle, they would pay for it. I would say, I'm not sure if you're going to have someone there. That's another thing. If you're there by yourself, you really can't do customized things, because let's say they come to your table and they want the white one on a pink, like water bottle. They can go pay for it, and then you can say, all right, come back in, 20, 30 minutes. They used to do that with pictures. At football games, at competitions, you go, you take your picture, you come back either at the intermission, at the end, pick up the pictures of your kids, like from the competition floor, or ones that you took, because they would have like the backdrop there. So pop-up shops or pop-up things and doing events like that works better for me. I'm not so much the crafter one. So yeah. Kirsten, I'm not about to dress that on here. I will be in your inbox. What? I will be in your inbox. I'm glad that you are getting over it. I'm very thankful that you are still here, and it did not beat Kirsten. Really? Really? Yeah, unfortunately, I know it goes in and out as far as it being blurry. Nothing I can really do about that. What? I started my customs apparel and things store in 2020. Have you noticed a decrease in sales since the pandemic? My guess is maybe for everyone else. I don't really sell like that, so I couldn't really answer. I know for my business, I saw a surge in what I do since the pandemic. So as far as sales like that, I can't really tell. Now, you're saying you started a store. Is it an online store or a physical store? I know a lot of people, their physical stores took a major hit because of the pandemic. Have you transitioned to where you do more of an e-commerce versus an online store if you were doing a brick and mortar? Oh my gosh, Kirsten, I'm going to inbox you. What the world? I think you might be, no, I forgot. See, they didn't get sick. I think you're probably the first person like I know that got sick, because my grandma tested positive, but she never had any symptoms, and she was just like, oh, whatever, I'm test lying. Because she never got sick. But yeah, I think you're probably the first one to know that, like, said that they got sick from it and that it's been rough. Wow. I will definitely be inboxing you, ma'am. Actually, no, you're not. Darlene, that was another one of ours. One of my followers that got in, she ended up getting sick too. All right, any other questions? Oh, I see this one. I just purchased my Cameo 4 today. What class do you recommend I start with? I recommend that you start with our Essentials 2 Silhouette Studio class. As far as the machine, I do need to do more videos like focusing on the machine itself. I pretty much find once you design it, you kind of load it. It's literally 2 buttons. So I don't do much as far as the machine. The most important thing is understanding the program. Eventually, understanding cut settings as well. But like for that one, I haven't done much. You know, in the essentials, I explain how cut settings work, but not necessarily doing them, because I would just have to cut a bunch of things. I don't know how your blade is, how your mat is, how your cutting strip is. Every machine cuts differently. It really is not consistent. So I don't focus so much on the machine. My whole thing and like my platform more so is teaching you the program. I do answer questions. I've done demos with the machines. And the other thing is like with Cricut, you know, someone wants to learn and wants to know the settings for, you know, it's an Explorer or it's a Maker. It's always so weird because there are some people, they'll get one used. So they may have an original one. They may have the 2, they have the 3, they have the 4. There's all these unnecessary cameos where it does become kind of hard to make it where I'm helping everyone, because I can't go and show cut settings for every single machine, you know, using the auto blade, the premium blade, the deep cut blade, the this blade, the that blade, because there's so many machines. It's not just 2 like with Cricut. So that does make it kind of hard to focus on the machines. And then there's version 4.4, 4.3, 4. I'm still on 4.1. I'm still on 3.8. I'm still on 3.6. I can't necessarily like really go back and teach all of those, but the functionality is pretty much the same. So it does make it kind of difficult. But if I would say anything, start with that one. I have some great courses on design, but if you are a beginner to designing, I recommend starting at essentials. That will kind of get you used to using the program. And then after that, I don't know what it is you want to use it for, because we have courses for those who want to do things like chip bags and labels and Capri Suns. We have classes for people who want to do print and cuts and little cutouts and centerpieces. I've done some for t-shirts, for sublimation shirts and printable shirts. I have a whole sublimation boot camp. I have the ones that I've used foam board and how I utilize Silhouette Studio to create my templates, to, you know, to cut things out. So I need to, you know, it all depends on what you want to use the program for. And don't say everything. If you don't take any of the advice from me, focus on one thing first. Trying to, oh, well, I saw somebody can do this with that. They can do this. You're going to confuse yourself, and it's going to be a lot more frustrating. Feel like you're not getting anything because you're trying to do so many things. This is live. This is live. Let's see. Online store on Facebook, put up a website. What's a good number of designs to have for the holidays? I don't do holidays, so I'm probably the worst person to ask about that too. I don't fall into the trend of making Valentine's Day shirts or Christmas shirts or 4th of July shirts. That's just not, you know, me. Even when I was doing it, I'm not really into that. Whatever you have. I mean, does Nike go and do a Valentine's Day shirt, a St. Pat, you know, they may have a shirt because they sell green shirts during, you know, the time of St. Patrick's Day. They're going to advertise that one and put that at the forefront of their website. Their website will promote a holiday. You know, I like Be Simone Beauty. So she'll have certain things to where, you know, it's the same lip gloss, but her ad campaigns are for holidays. It actually bugs me when people are like, oh, well, what are y'all doing for Valentine's Day, for Mother's Day, for this, for that? And it's like your business should stand on its own. You shouldn't have to make it where it is something specific for a certain holiday. But your ad campaigns for your website, like, you know, what you're putting, why does this feel like it's just not capturing I feel like I'm so short. Those things is what you should focus on. Your ad campaigns on your social media site, on your website, even through social media, you can have ad campaigns. Whenever you're promoting it, you know, create overlays that have a Christmas feel, Valentine's Day hearts around it, clover leaves and gold coins and stuff like that. You can do, like, there's a lot of people, because some people are really into holidays and they want things that are for holidays. If that's not your demographic, you really have to know your demographic to know if they're looking for specific St. Patty's Day shirts or hats or socks or keychains or mugs. You know, maybe there's some people that's what they drink from. Come Christmas time, they're drinking their coffee, their tea. They're only bringing out their, you know, their mugs for that time. You have to know if that is what your demo, like the people who you market to and who you sell to, are they into holidays like that? Are they, you know, I see a lot of people, because it's Valentine's Day, they'll go and they'll do the kinky Jenga and this, that, and the third, the kinky tic-tac-toe. But folk get freaky all year long. And there are some people, I see them where they really advertise that only around a holiday like Valentine's Day. And I'm like, you can still market that throughout the year. You just change your advertising for Christmas, you know, especially COVID. I mean, folks could get real kinky during Christmas time too, like Mother's Day. Like, you know, it's okay to be kinky, but I really only see it come out kinky Uno, kinky Jenga, kinky tic-tac-toe around Valentine's Day, as if that is the only time of year folks getting it in. No, they get it in all year long. You know, you can promote that all the time. Wedding season, promote that. You know, that's something. Hey, this, you know, you're promoting your kinky Jenga, your kinky tic-tac-toe, as, you know, this is something you want to just go ahead, throw in your little carry-on bag. That way, just in case your luggage gets lost, you're going to have a whole lot of fun on your honeymoon, because you got your kinky Jenga, your kinky tic-tac-toe, your kinky Uno, and your little carry-on. So you can advertise that all year long. Your ad campaign is what determines your, like, your sales for the holidays, not the actual items. I'm happy to hear you say that, preach. OMG, I thought I was the only one that don't jump on these holiday bandwagons. I just can't. Yeah, I don't. Thank you. Oh, see, I'm not alone. I don't do holidays either. I need to take those classes when I get a headache. I look at my camera, get a headache. Straight knowledge here. All right, so let's see. I saw something else. When creating a design, how do you determine what colors will work well together? It's just a creative thing, I guess. Or, I mean, I play around with things. I pick colors out of one thing, but, you know, I mean, I just pick colors out. So if I have an image, I'm going to go through and select. Wait a minute, Miss Wood, you have been in the design boot camp, ma'am. You need to go back and review your videos. I talked about that in a video when we had the, what was that? Was it the Little Mermaid one? And I went in and I was just like selecting some of the teals, the purples, the pinks, the yellows, and I created my color chart. I'm giving you the side eye. But yeah, I just kind of, especially if it's around like a certain image, I'll pull from that. Just randomly, you know, like if it's like not based around a character, I just think of the message that I'm trying to convey and just pull those in. I'll have like 30,000 color charts. I have some where I have a bunch of different colors I've pulled in, and I won't even use half of those. So it really varies. Don't come busting in my room, sir. Get out. She said, get her. Oh, okay. Because then I'm like, wait a minute. You have done some. You never answered me if I had permission to post your stuff on the main page, because you have gone and you put those boot camps to work. That mask with the snow globe. Oh, honey, in love, in love, in love. Ooh, I went blurry. In love with that design. I'm like, wait a minute. You have really put those things to work as far as what you have learned in the boot camps. And I mean, like, put in some work, and you never answer me whether or not I can put them on the main page, ma'am. Lamont, don't talk to me about day 3. Don't talk to me about day 3. She says she loved that look. Gotta give her the side eye. Oh, okay. Let me see. I think I was actually just working. I mean, even let me see. Where's the one where? Okay, I'm gonna go over to screen share. I did this because I designed it yesterday. You guys saw me make the shirt for my friend. So I don't even see the oh wait, we got to remove this out of the way. So when I got this one, I liked the whole fade, right? And where's my color? Oh, well, this was one of them. There's another color chart there. There it is. So you can see I started with a totally different like color scheme here at first. And this is what I ended up with, a little bit of the red. I liked the way that was as far as fading, and where most of these colors came from was, I mean, I ended up choosing a pink. Actually, you know what? No, how did I originally get to that? I want to say with this, I didn't want to have red. I mean, because it's supposed to be a hand sanitizer bottle, right? And it was blue. I did not want it to be, so this is literally how I came up with the color scheme of the reds and pinks. I wanted the hand sanitizer, and because it was Valentine's Day and it was supposed to be, my quarantine, because of quarantine, instead of Valentine, it's quarantine. And I wanted the different things, that we're experiencing because of this whole, coronavirus. So hand sanitizers, masks, the whole toilet paper gate, all that kind of good jazz. So I saw this, it was a hand sanitizer. If I left everything red, that looks like blood in there. That would be a hard hells to the no. So when I was going through it and changing the tone, so this was like the blue. So I went through and I was like, okay, let me find the color. And of course I ended up on reds. And I thought about it. I was like, oh no, Steve, you can't have red and then having this drip, because that's gonna be like you had blood in a bottle. That ain't cute. There's nothing love about that, right? So I ended up hitting, I'm going to make a duplicate of this so I can keep this one. So of course I hit apply to lock it in. And then I went to my gamma and I'm like, okay, let's make this lighter. And then I kind of came across like this pink and then like another color here. And then, I didn't go darker. I went lighter. I think I was like somewhere in here or something like that. And then I hit apply. I went back to my hue. I was trying to get it. What was I trying to do? And I think when I got to like, I don't know, I just played around with it because I knew I wanted, okay, some sort of pink. And I think this is one of the ones that I was kind of like at. And I wanted like some sort of like pink and red and like all that kind of good jazz. So I had that. And then I would, the way this is made up, it's actually taking one pink and then changing the transparency of it for the next ones. If you took my essentials class, you saw exactly how you make it where it's a solid. So these are all of these are versions of this main color that I picked out from the pink of here. Like, once I changed it, I sampled that pink. I, made another, like I made a duplicate of this, went down to the transparency, took that down. You know what? I'll show you guys. I'll give you that little tidbit so you can really see. See here, look, is the original. Because I think this is before I changed everything. Yep, that's the original before I changed everything. So I'll let you know the kind of good you get in my classes. So we're going to start here, right? I'm going to make a couple duplicates. So we're going to go to the one that looks like a little bug, make a couple rows of it. I'm going to click here and I'm going to come to my fill, go here, go to transparency, And we're going to take that down just a little. Oh, we have to put white behind it because the gray will affect the colors. Look at how different that is. When you take the transparency down, look at the, because you're now making it where it's see-through. If it's not opaque in the back, like white, whatever's behind it is going to affect the color. If I went and when to send this to the back, and let's say this was black, that looks totally darker now. If I wanted to mix pink and purple, that gives me a different shade. So I like to create my own kind of colors, but also, you know, I press them first to test them out to see if I'm going to do sublimation. So I will kind of figure out a color scheme. You do have to print them in order to see the color and make sure that's what you want. But, or start with a red, like I'll start with the color from my color chart and then do this process. So that one, this one was at like 20%. I'll come to this one. I might do this at like 40%, somewhere near 30%. We're going to go again lower. We might do this one. We're going to come, we're going to go here. So it's a little bit lighter. Now I'm going to, I'm going to duplicate these over. I'm going to take them, make them all back to full strength. For this one, I'm going to go to my properties, my color dropper and sample. Color dropper and sample. Color dropper and sample. You're going to see now, right now, they look the same. If I move this, this is at full strength. This is not. If I put a different color behind this, these don't change. These do. So that's how I will create a solid version of one that I took the transparency down on. So yeah, that's how I do that. And now you see all of my multitudes of sins because my office is a hotmess.com. It's okay. Y'all love me anyway. Essentials to Silhouette, you can put on the website or you can go straight to the Academy site, academy.silaholics.com. That way, you know, you're already on the site, you know, for sure to end up on your dashboard. So go over to academy.silaholics.com to sign up for Essentials. Good morning. Yay! Woo! I need a video where I can do like the applause and the audience, you know, roars. Congratulations. When looking for design items, do you type in PNG or SVG on Google? I type in exactly what I'm looking for. If I was looking for puppy silhouettes, so puppy clip art, or just like puppy clip art or things like that, I don't necessarily look for SVGs or PNGs, but there are, like, I mean, you can use those to see what different what search results come up. But most times I don't necessarily put in because there is no specific design file. Like the ones that I use for other stuff, those are just vector files. They are either Illustrator files, they might be EPS files, they may be SVGs. So SVG is just a file format. I don't look for SVG. It's a craft world term because I don't really operate more so just in the craft world. Like I know graphic design. I tend to look for or search other keywords. All right, come on, y'all. Keep those questions coming. We are only 40 minutes in, and that 10 minutes of that was my intro. So it's power hour. Got to keep the questions coming. Those of you guys had some pretty good ones today. How do you change the colors? You go to image effects. Miss Esther, I know you're so busy, but you've taken a couple classes too. I need you to go back to your videos. You've taken the sublimation one. That we definitely went over that one in sublimation. Need you guys to go back. There's a lot of you guys who have not gone back, and because I can see the progression level. You guys haven't gone back to review your videos. You have to go back and review your videos. That is what they are there for. I have quite a few. Right now for our brand, I'm using Team 365 because we are Team 365. So I use that one. I use Ultra Club. I use Augusta. I have some Haynes Performance. I have some Gildan Performance, although I'm not a big fan of the Gildan Performance. There's Port and Company. So I don't have one specific brand, although right now I am using for our line over on hsinkdesigns.com. Go ahead and check out our designs. Buy some stuff, y'all. When I posted the image of the Black Pledge, everybody wanted, are you going to sell SVG? You going to sell SVG? I told y'all, I'm not selling the SVG, but we do have shirts. We have mugs. We're going to have tumblers. We have masks with it. So go over there and actually purchase the shirt or the design from the creator. I know y'all can do it yourselves. Technically, you can make a Nike shirt by yourself too. Just go ahead and cut your vinyl and put it on a Gildan shirt and just put a little check and hey, you got you a knockoff Nike. But when you want real Nike, you go and you buy your Nike or your Adidas. So go ahead over to hsinkdesigns.com and purchase your official The Black Pledge shirt, mask, mug for now. Tumblers will be coming. Keychains will be on the site soon. And yeah, just go over there and visit hsinkdesigns.com. Okay, well, I'll go through the group and just tag you in the post. Do I have recognition for mug presses? I have 3. 1, 2, and then this one, 3. It's from Vivor. You can definitely check out Vivor, see if they have any. Don't go to the site, y'all. Especially when I'm giving you all these, like, these little nuggets. I'm going to put these on my website. So if you forget what it is when you're thinking about it, try to go back to the website and click on a link or, things like that. Let's see, double mug press black. Oh, I didn't do the one for this one. Mug press, heat presses, 5. Oh, no, here it is, 5-in-1. So we're going to go copy and we're going to paste that here. So that's for this one. It's kind of funky. I haven't done the review for this one yet. It's kind of funky how this one works. I have some mugs to make for HS Ink Design, so I will be live when I make those mugs to show you me using this one. I wish I can use the one right there because I can do 2 at a time. I just haven't quite figured out how to keep it from burning over there. What class will teach me more tricks and methods in silhouette? I just love what you just showed. I love shortcuts. Always search colors on the net to find what you just showed. So the text effects class is one that really, so just that whole, I think it was June, July, it was like text effects. It was banners and backdrops. It was printable shirt designs. And then there's one, it was only exclusive. It was exclusive to those who got like the full bundle. And it was like advanced, like designing tips and tricks and how to take a letter and chop things off, like how to make a letter from a letter. Like all of that is in there. So that's a pretty good one too. No, you have to, if you were in like a group or something, I'm not going to see it. You have to be on the actual like live post to post your questions. But no, I did not see a question from you. But ma'am, and even was like, you didn't get an email about this. It was sitting high and even sent you your package with a little extra in it. I want to learn more about graphics, Photoshop, or Illustrator. When using Easy Subli, which sublimation ink do you use? My ink tends to smear. My white backgrounds tend to have little lines. I do not print directly to Easy Subli because of that very reason. It smears. It takes forever for it to dry. So I personally do not print directly to Easy Subli. I cut it like it's regular vinyl. Of course, you know, you don't mirror for that. So I just cut it like regular vinyl. And then I do a print and cut from sublimation paper. And then I press it to the Easy Subli, the same way you would do glitter heat transfer vinyl. But I do not print directly to Easy Subli. Oh my God, Miss Sonia. Wow, that's been a hard couple months for your family. My prayers, love. But yeah, definitely, if you had a question, definitely go ahead and repost the question. She says, I'm constantly going back to review our classes. I'm ready for the next level. Let's see. Can you go over saving your designs? I think I missed a step when I open back up my design. It comes in on a white background page. Are you saving them to your library or are you saving them? So there's two ways you can save. If you go file, save as, are you saving to your hard drive where it's somewhere on your computer, like in your documents folder, your Dropbox, your pictures folder, your like, I don't know, wherever you want to save it at. Are you saving it to your hard drive? You can save it, you use save to hard drive, even to save it to a USB, or are you saving to library? If you're saving to like your hard drive, you just go file, open. You're going to find wherever that file is, whether you saved it as an SVG, if you have designer edition, maybe you have business edition, or, any of these. Let's see. Let's open up. What should we open up? Oh, I never put this design out. I surely did not. Oh, wow. Wait, which one? Because this was one to where you can put whatever you wanted. So living unapologetically talented, dope. Living unapologetically like a boss, blessed, black. I need to put this on the site, and then you can customize this however you want. So this is made to where I'm going to ungroup it. You can customize the colors to fit whatever color scheme you want. You can put like a sorority, living unapologetically, as a Delta, living unapologetically, whatever like sayings, you can add that to it and then make these the colors of like, they only have, crimson and cream or, red. But if you did like, what's the one? That pink and, I know it's not the light blue, but like that pink and light blue sorority, that's not light blue, that light blue sorority. So you can put other things on there. Living unapologetically Greek. Maybe I'll add that to this and then put it on the site. I did not realize that I still have this. I never put this on the site. I tell you, I'm probably sitting on a gold mine when it comes to files that I could release that I just haven't. I need to go through these and really, really figure out what I want to release on the site, because it's some gems in here. I promise you it is. It's just stuff that I never really release. That's crazy. Wow. Thank you for asking that question, because I would have never realized that I'd had that one in there, and I completely forgot that I designed that one. Man. That was a good one. Oh, this right here is, I'm going to show y'all something. I've been working on this tutorial and these files for like forever and a day. So not from here, because these are just showing like examples, but I have been working on these diamonds for the longest. And I tried doing them in different colors and stuff like that, right? And so that like trying to teach you guys how to make your own things like this. So this is just a shoe. I trace the outline of this shoe. And this is all these artists are doing when they're making these. So we're going to go up on our threshold. And trace. We're going to release compound path and weld. Well, I could have did a better trace, but eventually you'll come to where you'll have this or this outline. And then you just take your stones and you can do them in different colors. You can make them big. You can make them small. You know, you can keep making them. So when you guys like, oh, I want to make my own designs. I'm tired of buying all these designs. These designs take some time, okay? They really do take time to master setting up these designs. And trying to figure out the right arrangement and layout and what works best where, and keep making duplicates and resizing it to fit in certain areas. It can take you, depending on how you want it to look and how tight you want those stones to be. But when they're making these designs, that's pretty much all that goes into it. So you fill it in, and now guess what? You have a whole custom shoe that's all filled with stones. It's yours. It's how you want it, how you want to arrange it. And you can do it with different stones. You can change them out. Now, it is easier when you have programs like Photoshop, because you can take the colors and just do colorways and change really quickly. Whereas this one, you wouldn't necessarily be able to. That's how people create these designs, and it takes time. For beginners, Essentials to Silhouette Studio. Okay. Okay. Your sublimation masks are hot. Where do you get your mask and mask template from? So if you're talking about on the website, that really isn't like the actual one. Ours, like the ones that I am using, although I'm trying to get my brother to make me some that look like that. That template is one. It cost me a pretty penny. It's one that I had to pay for through what's it called? Yellow Images. But what I'm using as of right now are the masks from Sublimation, Blanks and More. Okay, so I'm using these, but I want to have my brother like make me some masks. That way I'll have like a certain I have a certain style that I want. So I want the ones that like kind of come here and go up. And I want my brother-in-law to make them because he sews, and then have a chin guard. But for now, I'm using the ones from Sublimation, Blanks and More. But I'm working on a template for Silhouette Studio. That particular one is through Photoshop, though. She said, yes, they do. That's why I can't do mine. It takes me like 3 hours at least. Yep. And people are always like, oh, I'm tired of buying this. I want to make my own designs. Most times designers are focused on just that. They're not trying to focus on designing and also creating things. It is perfectly okay to buy designs. You put them in the price of your product. if you, and like, try not to just keep buying. Like if you're going to complain about the price, stick to a couple, sell those, then maybe like, buy some more to prep. And then like, this is the stuff you put out for this season. So you have to kind of think like that. I didn't see, I asked about, do you have a design? I don't remember seeing a response to it. Oh, so you're not trying to figure out a logo. You're trying to figure out your business name, because you said a logo before. That's probably why I missed it. So you're trying to figure out your name. All Slay Infinity, All Slay Soul. I mean, that's on you. It's what you want your brand to be. You can have it, any of them could work. It's about your branding behind it. We know Nike because they brand themselves as a sports apparel. So, well, actually even the sports now, because they have polos, but you still associate, like when I think of Nike polos, I think of like golf and like stuff like that. So it's still more so like sporty type apparel and things like that, but you just know them as a clothing brand and a shoe brand. It's about what you brand it as. So any of those could go. I can't tell you what the name of your oh, he's in PE. He's doing jumping jacks. I'm like, what is he stomping for? So you have to decide what the feel is and what the message is, what you want to convey for your business. But yeah, I didn't know you wanted help with like your business name. Like you said, a logo. Any other questions? If you guys are slow with the questions, we won't make it to a full hour. I will go ahead and just end the live if you guys have asked all the questions that, those who are going to actively participate. If you've asked all your questions, we can go ahead and wrap this up. And I did forget to actually mention it somewhere in the middle, because if new people were watching, this is our power hour where I try to answer questions that are not just your typical, why is my colors not printing? Why is my, I don't know how to say it, but like, just like those basic questions you see all the time. Which printer do I use for sublimation? Which printer for this? Like during my power hours, I like to kind of really get into some thought-provoking questions. All right, so I'm showing that we are currently at 57 minutes and 26 seconds. If no new questions are posted by the time we reach 58 and 26 seconds, I'll go ahead and wrap up this particular power hour. I am going to record finally. I have to clear off my space to re-record my video on how to fill and prime your cartridges for your 7710, 7720s, so that you can transform your printer into a sublimation printer with one print head cleaning. Please stop doing all those print head cleanings. Stop following folk who don't know what they're talking about. It doesn't take all of that. No, it's not a requirement. No, it's not supposed to have broken lines before it gets better. Stop listening to folk who's saying that. They crazy. That's a waste of ink. My method, it's one print head cleaning and you are done. You are ready to start sublimating. Putting all this fear in people watching these videos, talking about some 7, 8, 9, 10, 30 print head cleanings. Those videos piss me off. What's the best way to practice sublimation and vinyl designs? Practice it. Make things for yourself. Make things for family. Make things for gifts. Make things to give away. Make things just to practice. You can go to the Dollar Tree to get like rags. Just go get fabric if you probably need to figure out your temperature, your pressure, your time, depending on what type of paper you're using. You don't have to press on shirts. Just go to Joann's or Hobby Lobby, get yourself some polyester fabric, press it so you can learn how your heat press works. Press something over in the top corner, the top left corner, the right corner, the center, the middle, the bottom left, the bottom right. like so that you can see if you have cold spots, if you're trying to do hard substrates. For that, you're just going to have to get some things and sacrifice them. For cups and tumblers, you're going to have to sacrifice those. But if you don't want to sacrifice too many of them, a tumbler or two, create like a design at the bottom, with just some sort of background, put your time and temp on it. So maybe you'll put a piece on there and you'll put that you're doing it at 400 degrees for 6 minutes. How does that come out? Does it burn? Does it, did you have, ghost spots on it? All of that. Then go put another one on there, wrap that one, try a different time. So if you're just wanting to practice and to understand how your equipment works, you're going to have to do that research and do those things on the front end, or you will forever be going to a group asking, what's going on? Can somebody help me? I can't figure it out. But it's going to be really hard because everyone's situation is different. I broke down in a video when it comes to doing mugs or tumblers in a convection oven. Everyone's isn't the same. Some people use a small one. Some people use an air fryer. Some people use a nice size convection oven. Some people use the really big XL. Some people put it in their regular cooking convection oven, which is really, really big. And that's going to affect the time frame. When I put stuff in here, the bottom gets really hot. So that was burning. The top wasn't. So it can, it'll take a lot of trial and error to really master it. If you guys don't have a notebook that is yours to write down notes for your crafting, blade settings, print settings, oven settings, pressure settings for your heat press, all of that, you definitely need to have some sort of notebook or journal so that you have something to reference whenever you have to go back and review. Whenever you have questions, you definitely need to create yourself a crafting or sublimation journal to where you have all this information. You happen to catch this video, I know it's quick fire. You may not know exactly where to go. Take a little peek. At the top, it tells you live and what point it is. So, have somebody writing it down. Okay, I got to go back to Shakir's video around 58 minutes. And she was talking about this. And then under that, you write the details for that. You are not, especially all y'all are not like my kids, 9, 2 years old, teenagers where you're really, absorbing so much stuff, early 20s. Some people probably are. I find that my crowd is a little bit older, at least mid 20s, early 30s and above. So our minds don't work that way to retain all of that. So you have to constantly write stuff down and go back and review your notes. But the best way to practice is to just make things, not to sell. It is to practice. Your practice items should not have a sale price on them. You are making them for gifts. You are making them for yourself. This is probably the best time to practice and make things for yourself. The minute you get into it to where you are doing it as a business, guess what? You will find that you don't make anything for yourself. You're making stuff for everybody else. And you're like, dang, I didn't even make myself this. I don't have a custom cup in my, in my cupboard. I don't have a custom shirt. I don't even have a business shirt. That's another way to practice. Make yourself everything that you're doing, make it where it has your business name. A lot of blank companies, when they are advertising for their blanks will have their business branding on it. That's a great way, because if you're practicing shirts on a 65 shirt, take your logo. Even if you don't have a logo, take your name, write it out with your contact, your email address, your Facebook, your Instagram, or whatever. Press that. That's my advice. So what's the best way to practice? Make promotional stuff. If you plan to sell, even if you are a crafter, DIY by a professional, that was my hashtag. Y'all can use that and put it on there so people. So once you get into it where you are taking orders and making stuff for other people, you are never going to make something for yourself. It'll be like every blue moon. And as a lot of people that follow me are mommies, and you guys know that as well. Once you start to have kids, everything becomes about the kids, where sometimes you forget about yourself. So take this time for practicing. Everything that you practice on should have your business name, business logo on it. That way you have things before you start selling that advertise your business. It becomes another form of advertising. If you have the For Pro, you can only use version 4.4, one of the latest ones. If you have just a Cameo for 12-inch or the plus 12-inch, 4.3.370. 4.3.370 is the one that I recommend. You want to see, well, my cartridges have the circle. So when I do my video, I'm only going to do it on this style. If you don't have this style because you got it from a different company and it has ridges, all you have to do is just fill those up for the colored ones. Pretty much every company has for the black ones, and all of the black ones, don't go off of like, oh, all of mine don't. Check all of them, because pretty much it won't come off, but almost every company has the black ones and it has the circle in, unless it's like the small one or it's the ones for like the 7840, like the 7840, 7820. Those you don't have to prime. Just make sure, like, whether it is like this, where it's the black in the front, the clear in the back is where the vent areas are. So that plug needs to come out. Even if you get yours and it's the other way, I don't want to put this here. It needs to be where you would take both of them out, switch the black to the front, and get rid of the clear. Great. I didn't mean to do that. Oh. I messed that one up and now it's all over my hands. Yeah. Let's see. If you haven't used your sub printer in months since it's if you haven't used your sub printer in months with and still does it mean the printer is screwed? Oh, if you haven't used it in months, does it mean that it's screwed? I guess with the ink still in. Haha. See, I can read between lines. No, it's not screwed. If you go and you print, like do a print head cleaning and do the print out the nozzle check. If it has breaks in it, you can, I don't recommend, once you go, you're doing that, you see a bunch of breaks, no more than 2 print head cleanings. If you do 2 print head cleanings and it still has a bunch of breaks, you want to watch my video on pushing air through the cartridge, because that's going to force ink through it and re-wet those print heads. So you'll do that and then you'll do a print head cleaning. If that's not working, let it sit for a little bit. Or if it's really, really bad, you'll have to take those out, make yourself some cleaning cartridges. And with those, you don't just print like, just do a print head cleanings. You just do one, and then you would print out a bunch of purge files until there's really nothing left, but you still see liquid on the paper. And then you'll put your cartridges back in. So it really depends on how severe it is. What am I looking for? Push. There's that video. I'll be watching the replay. How do I cut around the offset? Like if I'm using offset to gap things? What do you mean? How do you cut around the offset if you're using offset to gap things? What do you mean by gap things? I'm not sure what that means. Can I sublimate a cup at a later time? Go back and then sublimate again. Will the image have, depending on like the paper you're using, it will change the color, because at some point, especially if you have to do yours at 400 degrees for like 6 minutes, you are going to over sublimate there. I have a name logo that I can't seem to design to my liking. Do you have a graphic designer or company you recommend? Nope, because I do all my stuff myself. I do all my stuff myself. So unfortunately, I don't know of anyone. Sorry. I need to create better connections when it comes to that stuff, but I haven't. And that's bad on me, because I'm so used to doing things myself that I haven't really built a lot of connections for that. My colors don't come out like it should. What am I doing wrong? Sublimation. That is a loaded question. There are a number of things that could be the issue. Like right now, you're saying my colors aren't coming out. I don't know what printer you're using. I don't know what print settings you're using. I don't know what paper you're using. I don't know what ink you're using. I don't know if you're using a color profile. I don't know if you are designing it yourself, what design program you're using, if it's a pre-made design. So that just named off what? 8 different things. So without that information, it is really hard to tell exactly what the issue could be. I have talked about that a few times. If I don't see any other questions and you kind of give me a little bit more information on your particular setup, I will go in and I will address that again. But there's like a lot of different things that could affect your colors. There's no one fix. An Epson 2740. I don't know what that one is. Let me look and see. Is that a cartridge-based one? Epson 2740. I see a 2750, 2760, 2760. I don't see a 2740. Is that an EcoTank? Is that a cartridge-based one? Because I don't see an Epson 2740. I was like, I don't know that number. Yeah, I don't know that number. And I don't see what kind of printer that is. Okay, so when it comes to EcoTanks, 2720. So here's the deal when it comes to EcoTanks. They are a dye-based printer, dye-based ink printer. So their inks look like this when you purchase them. The blue is dark, the magenta dark, like you could almost technically not tell them apart, right? So the way that they mix colors and the way that they print out onto paper, the way their colors mix, interact, whether it's glossy paper, matte paper, all that kind of good jazz is going to be different than this, or that's pigment, or this. The yellow looks like food coloring, like almost like orange. So as you can see, these colors are very much different. And I'll kind of hold it this way. I mean, you look at it this way, it tends to be kind of some difference, but it is very dark. Okay? So it mixes differently. Almost every company that's selling Sublimation ink to crafters here on Facebook, we have our own websites and things like that. Our inks are formulated because the most popular printer was like the C88, the 7710, 7720, 76 series, and all of those. So our inks are formulated to match the profile of pigment inks. So there's a very big difference between looking at like this ink and this ink and then this ink. So these are not the exact same color. However, they are very, like, they're opaque. Like you can tell the color on them. So they're formulated to match that color profile. Whenever you are putting these inks into an EcoTank printer, will it accept it? It sure will. Will it print out and will it sublimate? It sure will. However, the colors will be slightly off from if they were printed with an Epson pigment ink printer. Let's see if I can find, there it is. Ow! Ow! Hit my knee. No. So I show this example all the time. The one that is upside down was printed from my 2720. Exact same file, exact same print settings, exact same ink, exact same paper, pressed at the exact same settings. This was the one from the 2720. This is the one from the Epson Workforce. Two different colors. Wait, here we go. This is going to come out darker because it's technically not the correct color profile. Some people are okay with it. It's not like that big of an issue. I am working to work on a color profile for that. But also trying to see if you just put that color profile on the main one, will it affect it with when it comes to Silhouette Studio, because you can't put custom profiles for Silhouette Studio. The other thing is going to also be when it's something that is pre-made, a lot of the designers, they're going, and because you can save things as an SVG from Silhouette Studio, I find it's a lot of people that's using that now, and they are designing files, but they're using the color charts within Silhouette Studio. Those are not accurate in any way, shape, or form. So if they're not using like Photoshop or Illustrator, CorelDRAW, any of those to where they can really choose the right color, they're using proper color charts, preferably Pantone-like type color charts. They're not rasterizing it and all that kind of good jazz. Once you get it, the colors are totally and completely off. There is nothing that you can really do about that. The other thing that's going to cause your colors to be off, I see a lot of people who tell folks to use ICM. Colors will never be right with that. Anyone that has pretty much followed mine, if especially they don't have a color profile, they're going to get the correct colors. I don't use ICM. I don't use automatic. I don't use any of those. Or Epson Vivid. Under my color correction, I go to custom and advanced. The first one says color control. It's going to say Epson Vivid. You're going to go down to Adobe RGB, and I choose 1.8 because 2.2 prints out much darker. So those are the color correction settings that I use. I cannot speak for anyone else's computers, their printers, their inks, their setups, what their preferences are. I have used a bunch of different inks. This is not a setting based off of one type of ink. I'm looking for my phone so I can show you the picture, or if you haven't seen the picture, I posted a picture that's my ink drawer where I have so many sets of cartridges. Those are not all, honestly speaking, cartridges, like ink in those cartridges. I have tested inks from some of the well-known that most of you guys tend to think is like the greatest in the world, to the unknown inks, ones just straight from China that don't already have a label on it, because pretty much all of us, I think it's only like a few that, on their site it says it's made in the US, or it's like made in Indonesia. That's where like Epson's own is from. They're all imported. I've purchased them from overseas, and I have tested to compare colors, to compare settings, to compare outputs. I have tested on different color settings. I go through and I don't test just one. If you're new here, I have done it. I have shown it. It's not like I'm doing it in the background and I never show it. I have shown you guys my research, my results. I have tested on every single color combination that you can think of, whether it is paper type from glossy to premium matte to plain paper setting, if it's automatic to ICM, Adobe RGB, Epson Vivid, no color change, photo, all of those things. I have tested them on about 8 different inks. Epson's ink, 9 different inks, because I forgot about Epson Sublimation inks. So I kind of came up with my settings based off of the research that I did when it came to finding the right settings to not have those red overtones on people's faces when it comes to pictures and things like that. So I can only tell you what settings I use. I was asking like what, it's like a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, you told me 2720, but I listed 8 different things and all you told me was the printer. So I don't know what print settings you use or anything like that. I can only tell you that I use plain paper, bright white, and that's on all the Epson printers. I put my quality to high if it's a Windows. If you're on a Mac, it's going to say quality. Then you're going to go to more options. Under color corrections, you go to custom advanced, Adobe RGB 1.8. I keep seeing all this stuff talking about some 2.2. It's going to come out way too dark. Actually, it's one on here. Hold on. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to tell the difference between these two images. Oh, wait, you can. Look. Do you see the tone of the outside part and her face? Now, for some people, they prefer the darker ones. They want it to be darker, but as far as looking at the original picture. So you can see the difference in the tones on this. I am one where I find that 1.8 is closer to being accurate than 2.2. She says, sub is a whole different game. Learning this almost brought me to tears. Why? Nothing like vinyl. Hey guys, my Cameo 4 just stopped working this morning, saying no tool detected. What could that be? It's saying no tool in tool 1 or tool 2. A group that I am was debating about if an air fryer is still usable for cooking once you sublimate in it. Did I see you take a tumbler to the kitchen of your lives and sublimate it in your everyday fryer? If I am wrong, I apologize in advance. You surely did. And look, I'm going to be ratchet, y'all. You know, this is my time to be ratchet. Okay. So y'all know, y'all know I like to, you know, I'm trying to get on my ratchet, right? Because I feel like sometimes that makes it to where people like to watch your videos, right? So I'm about to get real ratchet right now, okay? Let me get myself ready to be ratchet. She ratchet. So look here, they crazy because I sublimate in the same exact oven that I make my macaroni and cheese in, and I ain't killed nobody yet. I tried to be ratchet. I really did try. Leave me alone. I'm gonna be ratchet. So, no, but seriously though, it's okay. Let's analyze this, right? Okay. So, you are here at your lovely heat press, right? And we sublimate. The process of sublimation is to go from the ink on the paper, the heat turns it into a gas. That gas goes down. Think of it almost like if it was like steam, and it's going down and it's attaching to your polyester or your poly-coated substrate. The goal for it is to go this way, not to come back out. If it comes back out, that's called gassing, especially with our paper. It all stays in. It never comes out the back. So the goal essentially is for it to go only one way, to attach to your item, not to go back out. Okay? So let's just say for the sake of argument, it did come out. You sit in front of a heat press, no covering on it whatsoever. You press it, you take it out, you fluff it, and you have steam coming from most times you have steam coming from it. And we're not worried about that direct steam and those direct gases that are so harmful to us, right? Because you're doing that on an open heat press. Open heat press. So then let's go and talk up and consider how you would do a tumbler or how you would do a mug. And you're going to put your sublimation paper, and 9 times out of 10, you're either wrapping this with tape, wrapping it with a whole lot of butcher paper, putting shrink wrap on it. How, Harpo, is it going to get into your oven when you use them, are completely wrapped? Even if it did gas out, you have how many barriers covering this when you put it in your oven? How is it going to attach to the walls and then get in your food and cause you to die? You are not ingesting the actual ink at all. Then this one, I didn't want to, oh, here it is. Sublimation is a process. This is gas attached to the polymers. This is the gas. So if this is the gas, oh, hold on. Oh, wait, dang it, it's backwards. Oh, damn it. Guess what? Your lips are touching the results of the gas. How is it toxic? So if you can put it directly to your lips, why are we worried about it going in our macaroni and cheese? It's science. I'm a science nerd. It drives me crazy when I see people say that, because how is it? It's not touching the walls of your oven. It's not right on it. Like, you don't have it bare on those. Oh, the gas is going to get out. It's going to get on the walls, and then you're going to heat it up, and it's going to re-release it again. How, Harpo? How? Even if they did come out. Okay, so let's break down this other of it sticking to the walls. Are you wearing a mask when you take it out of the oven? Because if these gases are floating around in your oven, when you open the oven, are those gases not coming out and hitting you in the face like bam? So that's my theory and my stance. We have sublimated macaroni and cheese every other month. Okay. Hopefully you're having fun, Jane. Hope I haven't scared you away. Hopefully you're having fun and you're enjoying the content for your second time watching. No, you didn't tell a lie on me. Nope. Yeah, it's just saying no tool detected in tool 1 auto blade. What setting do you have it on as far as material? Tim here again. I got your sub paper roll, and when doing beanies, underwear from Silky Socks, I noticed I'm getting black little spots on them. Didn't get them when I tried a sub paper. Any idea, lint roll? What settings are you using on the paper? What print settings are you using? Are you using plain paper setting, or are you using premium mats or premium presentation paper mat? So many variables to figure out what the problem is. You listed about 8 different things, but I feel like there's 20. It can be like, I mean, once you figure it out, it really is. I mean, it's not. It's just when it's something new. So just understanding how things could affect it. Yeah, but once you know, you know. I am not ratchet. I am not. My husband even said that. He was like, I can't be ratchet. I was like, yes, I can be. I want to go in. I mean, I might be animated, but I'm not ratchet. I don't pop my tongue and be like, and girl, see, and roll my eyes. I talk with my hands, but I'm not ratchet. I love that song from Emmanuel. Ratchet, you ratchet. And do this, the pokey lips thingy. What other questions y'all got? I don't say stuff like got. I mean, like, say it like that. HTV smooth. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe shut everything down and bring everything back up. Plain paper. Have you tried cleaning your rollers? I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't. Like, I have. It's a maintenance thing. If you go back, you're going to watch. And that's crazy because you're saying that you don't get it with a sub, whereas a lot of other people say they do get it with a sub. Every printer is different. I have to clean my rollers every so often. Sublimation and the way the process is, and the fact that sublimation paper is not meant to absorb ink like regular copy paper is, can be an issue. So I make sure that I clean my rollers constantly. It's a maintenance. It's a part of maintenance for doing sublimation. Oh, this video, y'all was wondering why no one was reacting to me. It's showing to y'all real late. I don't know why. She's like, you just made my day. And then she says sublimated mac and cheese. Y'all got these so late. No, I don't. When I turn on the machine, it doesn't click. I'm sure it used to click a few times. It stopped doing that. I'm not sure. Like, unless I see exactly what's going on with yours, it's going to be really hard for me to tell because there's no one solution, no one reason. My boss wants me to do the employee shirt. MJ, close the door. MJ. Kids, they want to watch Netflix while they in school. Man, came in like it was something important. Anywho, my boss wants me to do the employee shirts. He wants the shirts to be gray, dry fit shirts. Where do you recommend me to get the shirts from, and what vinyl should I use? There's a couple different places. I mean, I am a stickler for Jiffy. You have Jiffy, you have Alpha Broda, you have T-Shirt Warehouse, you have what's it called? All day shirts, cheap t-shirts or something. So just do your research and find several vendors just in case they don't. Like when we ordered our Team 365 shirts, I had to order the ladies extra large from 2 different places because one place only had 14, the other place had like 15 or something like that. So I had to order them from 2 different places. So you just want to kind of just look for a couple different ones. When you are trying to do this, you are going to waste money sometimes because you need to order a bunch of different brands. Like I like the, what's that thing called? I like the Ultra Club, but they run very big. So although I like them, I would use them for certain things. And I know like someone asks for certain size, I can technically go like a size down if needed because they're big. So I try out a bunch of different ones. I don't want to go and say, you know, oh, well, use this one. One, it might not be the particular price range. You might be looking for a certain feel. A lot of people come to me and they want more of a cotton feel than an actual true polyester feel. So there's a lot of different, you know, a lot of different variables. You would have to go. Sometimes these companies, they will send you a full catalog and you can kind of look at them and see from their model pictures what they look like and stuff like that. So I pretty much stick to Jiffy because I can get it pretty fast. That was what I started with. I can go to some of the other ones where you have a resale license. I'm just a creature of habit. So I pretty much stick with that. You have Sanmar, Alpha Broda. Like there's so many places that sell shirts wholesale. All right, y'all, I'm going to jump off of here. We have been on here for 1 hour and 30 minutes. I just don't want this one video to be particularly long. So I'm going to hop off of here. I'm going to go and put some nails on so I can finally do this video for filling the cartridges because I had to pull my other one. So I'm going to do that. And I, of course, will be back. We are going to come back. So my Fridays is also going to be fun. We're going to play culture tags later on. Let's do one right now so y'all know how the game works. And we're going to play that. All right. Let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. This is TV and film. TV and film is the category. Martin, Tommy, if a guy ends up having, you know, eventually has sex with the girl, he may say this term right here. I know it's a delay, so I'll wait. But we're going to play this later. We're going to have some fun. Gucci is not going live on Fridays for the month of February. So we're going to do, you know, our Friday nights and, you know, so y'all still get your crafting on Friday nights. And we're going to have some fun throughout my videos today. I'll do one that's just going to be on this game. We're going to do probably like maybe 15. There you go. Got the draws. And one more only because I liked this one too. This is daily sayings. Daily sayings, right? If when you are on the phone, when you want to hang up, a lot of the times you will use this phrase and as an excuse, just because you don't want to talk to somebody. So you will tell them this. Or, I mean, sometimes it could be an emergency happen and you're on the phone, you have to hang up. You're going to tell somebody this. Yep, let me call you right back. So that's how culture tags works. I give a clue. Ooh, this is going to be a good one for tonight. Ooh, that's going to be a good one for tonight. So we're going to do that one. We're going to play culture tags. I can't wait to do that. And yeah, I'm going to set up for the how to convert or transform a printer into Sublimation with one print head cleaning. So I'm going to pre-record that video so it's nice and clear, because sometimes the lives are kind of blurry. So I'm going to re-record that video, and then that will be up on the site pretty soon. To purchase my color charts, you are going to go, as you see what's going across the screen, shop.silaholicsAnonymous.com. That's where you will go. When you scroll down, you will see it under Essentials. It'll say color charts. Once you click on that, or just go into the full-on Essentials, it is also going to show you the ones for like skin tones. You can get that one as well. And while you're there, pick up pigment ink, your sublimation ink, and your sublimation paper, which what I was using, I waste ink on it. So I can't even lift up that particular cover sheet. But we have some of the best sublimation paper on the market. So go over to shop.silaholicsAnonymous.com. T-Town, I saw what you said. You're using plain paper, but you're still getting the dots. And my recommendation would be to clean your rollers so that you don't get them. If you're getting, like, if your black dots are trailing, to go ahead and clean your rollers. Also, if you have not on your extended settings in your print settings, check thick paper and envelope. Also check that on your printer, as well as there's a setting that says to print longer, like, or to dry longer. You can select that as well. Okay. All right, y'all. I am out of here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Until next time, have a great one.